So this is round one. We've got Luke versus Ollie. They might switch sides after they flip for initiative for deployment. They are playing standard deployment supply wagons with guarded treasure, hold up their forces, show of force, recover evidence, and vendetta. And as you would expect from these two, it is Neverborn versus Resurrectionists. Probably Kirai.
Would you think Luke could take one life?
I'm not actually sure. He said he was playing a lot of Chompy yesterday, so, well, Dreamer, but...
He was talking to me at the bar last night. He was thinking maybe a bit of Pandora. So no one could have fun.
I do like Pandora in this strategy as well.
So it's gonna be fun.
Right, let's just get this on Facebook.
Basically.
I've got one quick.
Yep.
You running Dreamer?
I am running Dreamer.
Oh, it is a Dreamer.
Summoning Dreamer.
Old school summoning. Fun. Have a summon up.
Dreamer. Dreams of Pain. Otherworldly. And Onwards.
Do you mind if I
Yep.
go for everything else, but afterwards I'll have a quick read?
He has
Oh.
2 daydreams.
DOS daydreams.
Serena Bowman with 1,000 bases.
She keeps coming back, doesn't she?
Yes.
Does she come back with her upgrade each time?
Hooded Rider. Doppelganger.
She's gone for Serena Bowman in this group. Hooded Rider's good for the 50mm base. No wagons.
That is my plan.
I missed the last two though.
I'm running Molly.
Excellent.
Oh, Molly.
So it's Molly
Throwing a
with
curveball.
Back in the Job, Forgotten Life.
Love it.
Necrotic Machine. Philip would take back the Knight. Doxy, Liquid Punk, Kentori, Archie with the 2 zeros.
Is that a fairly standard Molly?
Want to know about any of them?
Molly's, but
You said Madam Sybil. I know a lot of people have kind of
it's a long time since I've
stood away from Madam Sybil over the last couple of books. I still like Molly Sybil.
She did
certainly
get-
for the place, etc.
She was adjusted in points in the last errata, wasn't she? Lowered by 1?
I believe so. Archie, I think, is quite a common one with Molly.
Yeah. And Sybil can also tell people to push their wagons around, can't she? With her... She can call Bell to get Molly up, but she can also whip someone to make them push the wagon if they're in base contact.
True, if you want to
Push the enemy.
hit them with an obey. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like Sybil. I run Sybil when I play Molly. I also play Archie, so
Yeah.
Kentori makes sense as well. So it looks like he's gone for like a super mobile Molly list.
Yeah.
It's quite a fast res list as well. Necrotic Machine. I can't remember what else Ollie said in his list, but we'll get confirmation in a couple of minutes when we put the models down.
Molly,
but-
Molly also has the benefit for wagons, at least, of being able to summon and immediately be like stopping them pushing their wagons because you're engaging them.
Molly also has the ability to tell one of her. If, I believe he took the horror up somehow upgrade, doesn't he? To tell horror models like Archie, etc., to push the wagon if that's what she feels like doing. So, but you know, Archie's a big boy. He can push again. Still have an attack expert, so he can go throw something at someone if he
It doesn't change anyway.
has the ability to do so. Big thing as well is Molly's upgrade back on the job means that Ollie's going to know what Luke's playing with right from the get-go. So, so that could be huge in this matchup. But interesting to know what he said if his thoughts are over Kirai for Molly in this strategy. Should be good fun.
So with those crews, I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie might take like Vendetta.
I've got 7 stones.
He's got quite a few killy things.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good killing things in there.
He could go and try and take out the Hooded Rider with either his own rider or something.
So this
Something else.
weird.
How many
again-
points is a Hooded Rider again?
10. So the Hooded Rider could try and take out Archie.
Archie, yeah. I can't remember what upgrades he's put on Archie if he has any.
He said the 2 zeros.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Hulk and Leap
Yeah.
and decided not to go for corpse armor, so
You can switch that around at the mid game, can't you?
Right, my schemes are under there.
is there anything scheme? I guess guarded treasure, drop scheme markers wise.
So guarded treasure is pretty much the only one.
Yeah, so maybe the back on the job with the discarded scheme markers to draw a card is not super relevant for the second part of it, but definitely knowing look schemes is going to be a big advantage, that's for sure.
There might be hidden variables I'm not allowed to see. Taking Vendetta or something.
It was.
Ollie obviously mentioned there that he gets to see schemes, but not. He gets to know that look takes Vendetta, but he doesn't get to know what the targets are. So that's like a huge.
None of the
And I
details.
think that's part of why I like the upgrade. Is it like people start second guessing and not necessarily taking the schemes that they planned for or optimum for them? It's just that little bit of like mind game.
Mind games indeed.
Like so much play up here is about trying to make your opponent make a mistake rather than.
So Molly seems quite good to you for
I know
Jimmy as
you
well.
will do it.
Because obviously Jimmy kind of likes
I don't
to
need to make
summon around himself.
Yeah.
And well, Molly likes models grouped together for her summoning, so
He needs to have models nearby to protect him with his defensive trigger, so Molly can just abuse that to get rid of them.
so this could be very interesting.
This will be my 4th game of Dreamer.
So Blood Wretch for card draw.
Like I said, it looks like Ollie's got quite an aggressive list as well, so I don't think it's going to be both players sitting back playing cagey. You know, you got to get that wagon up the boards, and you might just see a full-on assault with Kentora.
So it sounds like Luke took a Blood Wretch in his crew as well.
Interesting.
I quite like Blood Wretches, they're an interesting little model. And he took Serena, who I don't
Yeah,
think
but
I've
making the Blood
seen
Wretch
her.
take actions outside of this.
I've
Yeah.
played against her a couple of times against our clubmate Steve McVicker, but
I know.
she's certainly annoying with the keeps coming back.
There's enough.
If you read the Blood Wretch thing, it's in their activation. Don't get it for
She's pretty cool. She's obviously was a
I know.
big 5 model as well, so
I didn't. They were doing
Maybe
it,
not.
I didn't.
found a home yet since Spitlesses, but it looks like Luke's found a place. This could be cool. Try to see if there's like is that Ionis and Luke's big KR case there.
So it looks like they're helpfully staying on the sides that we put their names on.
Brilliant. No dragon drop in here.
Morning, Ben.
Morning. I've not seen personally a lot of the Hooded Rider, so
I do like the Hooded Rider. I think he's probably one of the stronger ones. He just hits really, really hard.
nice. So definitely the beat stick for
Yeah, boys are a bit quiet apparently.
you're on a massive minus. There you go, Ben. Hopefully you can hear us a bit better.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of background noise with
upgrade, Jamie.
a pre-release
That's true, yeah. There's
Malifaux event
Magic Boys in the corner, and there's
and some skill ball over there.
the Scrub Malifaux players up here as well. that includes us.
Can't lose if you don't play.
It's true. Currently undefeated. So, Luke's list again, it's Doppelganger, Serena Bowman, Hooded Rider, 2 Alps, Dreamer.
Dreamer's upgrades take up a lot of that, so
Yeah. Oh. So it looks like he's electing Luke to pick sides and deploy.
oh, so they've not
first.
selected those yet. Cool.
Sorry?
They've not selected the sides yet,
Ah, okay. Yeah.
but helpfully they're sticking where the names are. It's good.
You can do that. Nice, Ben. How'd your pre-release go?
Ollie's got a nice actual wagon.
Yes. I've still got my pink unicorn from the Scottish GT that I used. He just sits on my desk. Oh, interesting. So it looks like they're deciding to put his supply wagon on the opposite side from Ollie's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the ways that they seem to do with one of the problems kind of with supply wagons is that it's just very... You can ignore the crew entirely and get the strategy, and it's more difficult to deny. But
True. I know just playing Molly myself is if I have the option to put down my supply wagon second, I like to just stick it straight across my opponents and then
just go for a big fight.
Force the issue, because Molly wants to get in amongst it and summon
Yeah.
off those guys anyway, so you might as well force the issue and get in there.
Yeah, like, do your wagon and you
Guys, a couple of free raffle tickets for the general raffle upstairs.
Oh yes, raffle tickets. Where's ours?
And there's just tons there. If you want to come up later, do it then, it's fine. Sure. Yeah, just go up and do it later. So,
We're new released because card games are easy. Tell me about it, Ben. So we moved to miniatures.
wanted a challenge.
Yeah. But yeah, this is very conveniently that you've not had to change Luke and
Yeah,
Ollie over.
I had to swap those around.
So it looks like Hooded Rider's down next to the supply wagon.
Hooded Rider's nearby the wagon.
Yeah,
There's someone else behind it.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a 40mm base. I'm not entirely sure what's...
The problem with using big things like the Rider is that they want to be up in the middle of the table, and
Is that Gups? Not Gups. Is this one more?
Could be Gups,
Is it
yeah,
Gups?
yeah.
It is Gups, isn't it?
I do like Gups for this.
Are we on stream?
Yes, boys, you are.
Birthday Nick. Love you.
Oh, that's nice. Look, giving a shout out to his wife's birthday, I believe.
It's his wife's birthday
Oh,
today.
Happy birthday, Luke's wife. Sorry, I don't know your name. Lovely husband.
we should probably define parade.
But we're gonna have to yell really loud for those guys to say it. Ben says hi! They're below us, they're downstairs.
Yeah, they're
We're up in the attic space away so they can't hear us.
directly above them.
So actually we should talk a wee bit about the table. There's quite a bit of scatter terrain, some walls, etc. They're kind of defining it as it right now. So
There's
this
no real
could be-
straight paths for the wagons to go through.
This could be a bit more of a harder board to negotiate your, navigate, sorry, not negotiate, but navigate your wagon through. I imagine he does. He does though.
Oh. God, just nudge that down while they're just talking through those things. So
Yeah, they're just obviously defining terrain.
yeah, so I think that Ollie probably has a fairly clear path for his wagon.
Yeah, it looks like his.
He might have to dodge a little bit to go around the trees, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be too difficult. Whereas Luke looks like he's got opting to go on the opposite side from that wagon so that they don't have to fight over them. He's going to have a more difficult path
potentially
getting
getting.
through.
Yeah.
Especially since his wagon won't fit through those buildings. I think they're just adjusting them so that they can. Oh, so he's planning to
Yeah.
get the wagon down that end.
Like two.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Definitely.
So just try to remind ourselves what's in Ollie's crew again of Archie, is it Philip and the Nanny,
So he's got Archie, Philip and the
Kentorai.
Nanny, Kentorai,
Necrotic Machine.
Necrotic Machine, possibly a Necropunk? I can't see, something small.
Yeah, he did have a Necropunk in his list yesterday, the third game that he streamed. He's been a fan from. Obviously works well with might be a Doxy potentially to go with Philip and the
Oh,
Nanny.
it could be, yeah.
Take the Lead can also be very good with supply wagons, just to push someone up.
Archie's going to be pushing that wagon.
Archie's got the big lad's job. Get that wagon up the table. So Luke deployed. So Archie and the Hooded Rider are actually quite a wee bits away from each other, so
Yeah. It's unlikely that they've got the vendetta on each other.
Contori delivery system looking like Molly getting ready to saddle up.
So is that Molly behind? No,
No, Molly's there with the yellow dress. Yeah.
Yes, that's Molly there at the top end. That's the one model I'm not sure that he's just placed now. I don't know what that model is.
Potentially. So
It
he's
looks
maybe
like a
got
Malifaux child, but he already has a totem, so
yes, the necrotic machine.
this will make it easier for commenting as well. Or not.
Oh. So all he knows.
Yes, absolutely.
All he knows, Luke's schemes thanks to back on the job, but unfortunately
Fortunately, we don't.
we don't because we can't read it.
So it looks like the always game. So that's guarded treasure, is it, for this pull?
Yeah.
You care about capital.
And then can't see the other one. We'll find out. Neither of them seem to have any variables with them, at least. So
That's true, so Vendetta definitely out because that's the one that's going to have anything written down on it.
Draw 3, discard 3.
It looks revealed because of back on the job by Molly. Yeah, he knows he's getting out. Good guy Luke though, because it says you get to look at it, but then he gets to put them back being face down, so you
Yeah.
need to reveal them until he scores his first VP. So
and both players using unsleeved decks, which makes the little card holder more awkward.
at least they use the card holder.
Try and copy range builds.
So Luke going first.
So the doppelganger borrowing the ability from the Blood Rich, where if you damage someone, you draw a card. Draw 2, discard 1, I think.
She will.
So it looks like
So both players actually have their own little card engines.
yeah. So Serena's there purely to get punched in the face. So the Blood Rich and the doppelganger both just pounding on her.
You could always leave your deck, Ben. Oh, so Archie going. Oh.
Game state.
He's gonna.
Hulking Loop.
So
You know what you're
looks like he's got a Hulking Leap. Did Ollie say?
Gonna leap.
So this is my Archie. Always flips like a red Joker here and does a Superman leap.
Looks like he's not got it, but cheats it in.
So this is a place. But he's only going to use a little bit of the 3 inches.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna push it.
So Ollie getting straight onto that strategy. Wasted no time to get his wagon up the board. Man's on a mission.
Do you think he's left the Doxy where he's going to take the lead on Archie instead of Philip and Anani like you usually do?
Potentially, could do, yeah.
So that'll push him. How far is the push from that?
I believe it's up to 4 inches.
So that'll push him into the wagon because he's just pushed it 4 inches.
Actually, Molly's on the other side of the board, so it's not like she's going to take it to obey him to push it again for a third time. But
It sets him up to do the same thing again next turn and get it another 7 inches at least to get it across the table.
Yeah, and then that'll be him set. My turn to score him. Look, electing to just draw more cards.
Take the lead on Archie.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not sure what deck it is that Luke's using, but it certainly looks very nice at least.
Is his own custom one, or
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just presuming. So just drop 2 scheme markers as well, presumably for Philip and the nanny.
Yeah. So the Gup's pushing the wagon and then going to leap for any ace. Any mask, sorry, I think.
Yeah. So Luke wants a similar plan, just with a lot cheaper model than Archie.
Although I think he's only going to push it 6 inches so the Hooded Rider can get in there and push it once this time.
Nice. Nice having cheap models with big bases for this strategy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just the back.
Although as suspected, he's got Molly facing off against his wagon.
Which is true, yeah.
And Archie's kind of uncontested at the bottom end. I guess Dreamer could always summon over on that end.
This is true, yeah.
Discard a card.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. It does look nice. So is this Serena getting punched again?
I think so.
Is she done?
No, she dies.
Yep.
So I get a new Serena.
So Serena down.
First blood.
Yes, very unconventionally, but he's drawn a lot of cards from this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just for that as well. Just so I took her off. Because she's got fans.
Ah, that's what that's for.
It doesn't. Does it break?
Yes, it happens immediately.
Card draw, yes. Spoken like a real card player now, Ben. You've become one of us. So this is
So Dreamer's getting a summon in the middle of Hooded Rider's activation, I think. I'll do it. Red Joker.
Ah, he's stunned as well, what a shame.
So unlucky.
Yeah, I know, right? So I've always loved it. That's true. You missed Luke complaining yesterday about losing his Arcane Reservoir for multiple turns when his print and press got disappeared. So Hooded Rider getting in position to move this.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming the Hooded Rider is quite a fast model as well. Is he moving about
Walk 6. Yeah.
Walk 6, yeah.
So he's not going. Next turn he'll push the wagon with the Hooded Rider, and then the Necropunk can leap and push it again, and that should get it over the halfway line. It's another 7 inches from that.
Gups.
Gups, yeah. What did I say?
Necropunk. I was so confused for a second. I was like, wait, what?
The fishy Necropunk.
So this is Ollie drawing cards now with
So
Philip and
Ollie's
Nanny?
done Philip and the Nanny already.
Oh, has he? Sorry, did I miss
Yeah.
that?
It's like PDS.
Something's going to put a ski mark in front of him.
Yeah.
Possibly a Necropunk. That's the one I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I think that is maybe the Necropunk there, and the Necrotic Machine's up beside Molly and the Entori.
I can see the goofy arms on the Necrotic Machine.
Syringe arms. See, these are the Alps down on the right hand
Daydreams,
side.
is it not?
It's a Daydream, sorry, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not an Alps, Daydreams.
So to give.
some of the last games of young Dreamer before he reaches adolescence of MA3.
Yes, in the new edition he starts off with Chompy on the table at the same time. No longer flips between the two.
So the clock machine moving up.
So
Guess it?
So all friendly Bell Spirit from range.
So
is that the main use for the narcotic machine?
It's certainly one of its main uses.
Don't think I've really seen it with.
I remember that I've had some conversations with Josh about it actually. When he's been playing a lot of. Well, I know he played a lot of Mortimer with his fresh meat. Is it to pull the entirety of his crew forward? With what's it called again? The small creepy children that you can summon.
Crueligans.
Crueligans. That's it. Yeah.
So he's already got a Coppelius. He's now summoning a Lulu.
Yep.
Or is that the Litu? That's the Litu, isn't it?
This is the one with the lure, isn't it?
Yeah, the whippy lady. And more importantly for this, the 4-inch engagement.
Yep.
You do wounds cake, don't you?
Yes. I can't do it the other way around. Summon Insidious. Getting a 9.
So look, definitely getting the summoning engine on its way.
Yeah.
Already got squid guy that I forget his name, Coppelius,
the Litu, and a super fast little guy, Insidious Madness.
Nice.
I've seen Insidious on this card.
Got the mask, but not the high enough card.
Yeah, I feel with a hand that size, he's easily got the resources. So all of a sudden, the uncontested right side of the board with Archie is well, contested.
So Serena's going to start the game next turn in melee range of those two models again. Do you think she's just going to get punched for more cards? Or?
Yeah. Rinse and repeat and get some more card draw.
So he's spacing out his summons to make sure that Molly doesn't get good summons of her own.
There's some just really like, where Luke is right now trying to move some stuff around with Insidious. There's still some really strong like little pulls with her models that you could easily get something like Necropunks in there and a bunch of wounds and slice and dice and make it a bit difficult for Luke. But we got to see if he just wants to go full gun home and throw Molly up in there, or am I right in saying that he had Madame Civil, or does he not have Madame Civil? I might have misheard him when he said.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think she was actually in Luke's crew.
Yeah, so the Insidious Madnesses are incorporeal and walk 7, so hiding behind the building right on the back zone doesn't really hurt them too much.
And he's elected to bring on Chompy Bits.
Hopped out into the Chompy.
So Luke's crew basically almost doubling, even though he killed off one of his own models, so still a strong board presence. But the Kentauro's going with Molly on the right side.
So Molly's going to try and stop the wagon progress. So he's swapped back into.
Yep, so Chompy Bits goes and is returned to being a Dreamer.
Me too. Well, I've got to go with Molly. So we'll start 0.
No one else yet.
So Molly making a Kentauro as a one action. So he is electing for a punk zombie, so it's a 12 they need here.
If you're going to try and take out the Hooded Rider, you need to do it early.
Oh, red Joker, there you go.
Or even.
They're both so unlucky.
I don't get to ignore slow though. My master's not broke.
I'm not sure what my makes it.
But it's always fun.
So he gets to place this punk zombie within 6 of Molly.
Yeah, it'll be between.
And it'll come on with just 2 wins left.
It'll have 2 wounds with those 2, won't it?
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad, seeing that they are hard to kill, so it's not going to get one-shotted. And Lou's got 2 jewels here to make actually as well, 2 willpower jewels. And Wise takes 1 point of damage.
Gulp's probably not got a high. Is it a defense or willpower?
I believe it's willpower. I think it's 15 as well, so high jewel. So, so Gulp's almost, but not quite with the 10. So just 1 point of damage.
Spend a stone for prey. Summon a punk zombie.
Oh, so
So I think he just wants to slow down the wagon, and if he can take out the Hooded Rider,
yep.
you want to do it as early as possible.
So these punk zombies are reach 2, I believe. So I think the first one they summon might just be out of range of the Hooded Rider, but the second one definitely seems to be in range. So another 2 willpower 15 jewels. That's an effect is on punk zombies.
We have nothing to do with the other stream, Ben, so I can't even see where they are right now.
Interestingly, I don't know if you could get them within range either, but you know, it looks like the gups are within 1 inch of the first zombie, but not within the second one, so black blood is not going to be too much of an issue.
Inbuilt is draw a card, discard a card, a trigger to push Molly, a trigger to heal Molly.
So he's using his cast here. I'm not entirely sure what the target was. Was it Hooded Rider?
Possibly.
Mounting, straight flip. Well, we'll go moderate.
So it's going to go slow as well, actually.
And start.
There you go. So he's maybe looking to try and just get a cheeky severe off the top and paralyse. It'd be
Paralyze the Hooded Rider.
yeah, it's like a tough one for Luke. I don't know if there's any condition removal within that Dreamer crew right now, but
Serena has condition removal.
interesting. But she's currently off the board, so
Oh, right. Sorry. Same play.
But she comes back anywhere in the deployment zone, I believe.
Your turn.
so Molly does have a compass here.
Oh, yeah.
He's not using it.
Day trigger,
So he's got both his zombies there. They're both slow, but they'd be quite sore. They're melee 6 positive flip to their attack. I'm pretty sure the damage track is like 245.
The punk zombie.
Yeah, they could be pretty
They
nasty.
definitely
in
have the
combat.
positive twist. Punk zombie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, melee 6. Yeah, 245.
Yeah.
That's his missed his Molly trigger. His Forgotten Toys is the trigger that lets him rummage.
This punk zombie. I'm just going to smack you already.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Ben's had to hotspot off his mobile, so there has been quite a few frame drops, I'm afraid.
Go with the one that's in.
Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi here.
Go to a 16. Straight.
Very nice.
Painful.
Yeah. Definitely worth the cheat there, because the difference between doing weaker 2 and moderate 4 is, you know. So Ollie's saying here that the first zombie that he managed to summon is not going to be in range to attack the.
So we're currently in
Rider.
turn 1 still.
Yeah.
Luke's got a lot of summoning off himself. I think he's summoned 4 models this turn.
Yeah, with Lee to
Capellius and 2 Insidious.
Insidious, yeah.
And Molly's just been able to only been able to summon 2 Punk Zombies, but might be able to take off the Hooded Rider this turn. So.
I think the second Punk Zombie's not in range to attack, so he's going to have to attack into the gups, but he's managed to put in a bunch of wins into the Hooded Rider.
Just see if I can lower the stream rate to hopefully stop dropping.
I don't think it's going to work with the amount of frames you're actually dropping.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. You might want to type it. So I'll let you type it.
Yeah, we'll go for
Just it's like Lead 2 is trying to lure in for open an eye.
Yes.
We're in England,
Right, we'll have to adjust that during the between the rounds.
That's good, at least the sound's fine. So that's not dropping in and out.
Yeah, but you would have made it. So 19 to 8, 9.
So this is like the gups are getting
This is the
smashed
getting sliced to pieces, yeah.
North is
5
5.
damage?
Yep.
Making sure to get the corpse marker.
You get the place.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got much to do.
He says that he's got Archie that uses the corpse markers for his.
Can Philip and the Nanny remove them instead of schemes, or is it just schemes?
I believe it's just scheme markers.
That corpse marker is quite far away from Archie.
True, but you know, it's always still relevant. You know, some people just go, "I'm not going to put him down because you know it's miles away, or whatever." But then you find yourself 3 turns later, you're down that side of the board, and you want to do something with your attack expert.
It is only turn 1. There's plenty of time left.
Yeah, and Archie is a mobile lad. You know, he may be slow with move 4, I believe it is, but you know, with his 3-inch place with Hulk and Leap, you can get around.
Was it Capellius or the Lead 2 that was summoned with without slow?
That's a good question.
Oh, Kentori can use them as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, true. That's how they heal up, obviously. So yeah, all he does use corpse markers for sure.
And the Kentori is a little bit closer than Archie is.
That's very true as well. Yeah. So Archie's got a bunch of lads to kind of hold down, but Luke's spacing them out like very consciously, even though Molly's on the other side of the board currently. But
I think you did say.
So the Insidious Madness getting pushed around by the Daydream.
it's like you said, Insidious Madness is a speedy boy with Walk 7, isn't it? So you can get up and contest that wagon.
So recover evidence.
Just stick it like
Yeah.
anyway.
Does that make sense why he summoned the Insidious Madnesses with their mobility? Ollie making sure he didn't take the same skin.
So is it Luke that's doing recover evidence?
Yes. Yeah.
Especially not I decided not to go for a drink.
He's a smart man for me. I'd have been right in there. I'm not gonna lie.
I
That Couture eye.
Because I've got that turn of move up when you go and engage with people, right?
So I think initiative's quite important here.
Yeah.
Could be the difference between a hooded rider or not.
Yeah. I think because obviously those punk zombies have flurries as well. So, and if the hooded rider goes down right now around Luke's supply wagon, there's nothing really there.
So he's not going to move it this turn anyway because the hooded rider's slow, so he can't. He's got a 0-inch a push, so he can push away and then move the wagon. But otherwise, he's only going to get 1 AP, and he can't disengage otherwise. Like from that.
The big thing we discussed is that he needs to go round the building as well. So.
So Serena's popping out.
Yep, she's back to get used for more card draw, presumably. But again, like you said, Serena does have condition removal, so if somehow the rider survives, I don't know if you'd want to go through and try and remove the slow condition and then go the hooded rider. Like probably not, but it's an option.
Anything within 6 of them, except the
So it is an egg punk.
So I think this is Luke just asking, what has black blood currently? He's like, just all of it.
Archie's not in range.
True, yeah. See, it's a 6-inch bubble. Around Molly, so. I can just hear the Lewis Phelps in the background having the time of his life. Happy-go-lucky chap.
So the other games we've got on is Lewis versus Alex. Mm-hmm. So that's Guild versus Neverborn slash
potentially Crossroad 7.
Potentially Crossroad 7. Jamie Varney versus Josh. Yeah, Jamie Varney versus Josh. Lee.
Josh. Yeah.
And then the Weird Off with Matt versus George.
Well, now we see if the hooded rider gets together.
Very fun games, yeah. So, like you said, it's important initiative flip. Luke obviously slightly cheap with this initiative flip with the doppelganger, so yeah, he has a bit of control over this. Stoning for cards as well. So Luke on 3 stones that Ollie's just confirming. I don't know how many stones Ollie himself has left. I think you can see the top there just above us. Yeah. At least a handful, I think, is a safe term. So, done with summoning. Oh, sorry, reflip. Oh, another reflip. Okay. So as you see, Ollie just says yours. He's not even going to try and contest with it. Not that 7's not beatable with a reflip.
With the doppelganger.
Yeah, doppelganger just kind of shuts that off. So it does look good with the hooded rider.
Just having a little think about what to do.
Yeah. So I think all he's trying to figure out here is if he can push the hooded rider out of the engagement of the punk zombies and can still stay in base contact with the wagon to push it.
Yeah, because I think you need to be in base contact and you can't push through the wagon or around its like perimeter. So I do think mathematically a push is going to take him outside of base contact with that. The 0 lets him move a model.
Okay. This is swinging, it looks like. I'm not sure if Luke knows they have hard to kill or can the hooded rider ignore hard
If
to
he's
kill.
got Retribution's Eye, I think that it ignores armor and stuff.
double neg.
We got a bit of the Black Blood territory, so it's not going to be too bad. So love it.
No, I did forget.
Yeah, you did forget it's got hard to kill.
Pro players.
It's
Don't
okay,
worry
Luke,
about
we'll
it,
forgive him. Family friendly.
I'm pretty sure this Scottish.
What is this is shocking behaviour. You can't slag off the casting team like this. Not the best value at V3 Rider. But he's just trying to think about his zero now. There's a way to maybe potentially save him or how to make him as annoying as possible. But
Yeah, so the zero could push him away. Possibly get him out of a charge range from the zombies.
yeah.
It does require a 6 of masks.
Oh, did you not remember?
So how do you use the second AP for his Hoodie Rider? 'Cause he said he didn't
It was
remember it was
slow.
slow. Yeah, he said he didn't remember it was slow.
Flurry.
Okay.
So this could be painful.
Yeah. Positive flips, melee 6. Defense 5 for the Rider.
Painful Black Joker.
Yep. So it's weak.
It's only 1 damage with the built-in mask this year. This turn.
So one more attack from the Punk Zombie. It hits. It's dead. So just try to figure out if he drops a corpse marker or not.
But he doesn't.
So no need for a scrap markers, but very importantly, Ollie's cleared out the Gups and Hooded Riders, so now that supply wagon's in a bit of no man's land.
He could turn into Chompy and run over there and push it himself, but there's a lot of chaff to clear out.
Yeah, 2 Punk Zombie, well, a Punk Zombie still to go, Molly and a Kentori. And they're still. And the Necrotic Machine as well, just hanging out behind the building as much as it may not be the main pain dealer, but it's there, it's there. Also, really importantly, is that the recover evidence scheme markers are all over there as well. So if he wants to go and score his victory points, he needs to come over to Molly with those Punk Zombies to pick them up. So Luke has to deal with that side of the board. He can't just ignore it.
So the Blood Rich punching and getting more cards.
For Serena,
Yeah.
so if he wants to go for the push again.
So I think that is just to move her out of the way of the Kentori. Because you don't move the model that you're dragging with you, do you?
No, I believe it's.
You move it after you declare which one it is at the start of the walk, and then you move it at the end.
And I think Ollie's just well, Luke's asking there that Wally's Kentori actually fit between the supply wagon and the edge of the building.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're trying to get the Molly delivery service back in action. It does have that zombie though, you could go and just push the wagon back of it. 2 inches, but 2 inches will probably free up the Kentori to fit through that gap.
I think it's the gap between the tree and Molly is the problem.
To actually fit the Kentori base through, yeah. So I think this looks still out activate Ollie right now.
Possibly.
So 4, 5, 6 activations. Look, going through this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we've still got the same amount of activations to go, but Ollie finishing his activations first. Granted, if no one summons in anything more as well, but
Always hard to tell with summons. So I think Luke's trying to heal one of the models he summoned last time. Oh look, it's one of Serena's actions.
so he is electing to use the punk zombie to push that wagon back and free up a bit of space for the Contori to move through.
Oh, okay. So he's given the horror black blood. So that's more of a defensive thing in this. So you can go in and attack and not get black blooded on yourself.
Or soon, if he's gone into Archie. Archie currently doesn't have black blood. Molly's way over there, so Archie ends up pulverising it into a fine mist that might do a little bit of damage back. Just splash it on. But I think you're right to say it's just more of a defensive tech. So both players still currently not scoring for strategy, but Ollie obviously got Archie there with the wagon, so is potentially able to do so.
So I think Lily 2 could disrupt Archie by luring him away.
Yeah,
But he is fairly slow. He might stay in base contact depending on.
and it is on willpower, and willpower is the better stat for Archie.
And there's the terrifying 13 to get through.
Look as well. No, he's got recovered evidence that he's needing to try and work towards.
Yeah.
We believe the second scheme that he's got revealed currently is guarded treasures, so he's going to be also willing to work towards these. Ollie, we have no idea what his two schemes are. Well, not all his models have done attacks, etc., but presumably not got Vendetta. He's got some upgrades up, but it's not really in the middle of the board, so Show of Force might be out of, so potentially hold up their forces if it's just going to be summoning models with Wally in the middle of Luke's crew. So yeah, it's definitely still a guessing man's game for turn 2 here.
If Luke has got hold up their forces, there's a nice big group he can run into over there as well.
Yeah, both punk zombies have gone, so of course Molly can use a 0 to obey one of the punk zombies to potentially remove whatever's holding
Have they both
on
been? I thought one of them.
one flurried and one has moved the supply wagon.
Oh yes. So this is also blocking the
Yeah, it looks like he's
movement
trying
of the Centauri.
sense. It's one of the. No, this is not Seduce Madness. Is this Capilius that's coming up here?
Possibly. Yeah, just walking over there to block.
Yeah. Oh, it's maybe electing to go the long way around with the Contour. The delivery system's currently been put on strike. Molly can again use the 0 to move the Contara again, so she technically could get 3 movements out of it. So this is Necropunk setting up some skin markers for Philip and Annie to presumably get some draws out of.
So I think Ollie seems to be holding off on Archie until he can get a few more activations drawn out on this bottom side of the table.
Yeah.
thought the video was stuck on a loop there.
It kind of looks like all these movie counting activations here to try and figure
possibly.
out, like you're saying, trying to bait out a couple more activations from Luke before having to react with these more bigger pieces of Archie,
Molly.
the Katora and Molly, yeah.
Let's make the names a little bit more visible.
City's moving towards the middle. Yeah, so this looks like he's trying to get on to
Guarded
the
treasure.
treasure, yeah.
So Coppelius is also possibly in a position to score that if another marker gets placed over there.
This is true. Obviously Luke's still got the Dreamer to go as well, so both players have got big PCs waiting to kind of activate. This is going to be an interesting placement if he goes with the other Insidious to drop a scheme marker here, as it forces Archie having to deal with it in multiple ways. Like, one, he needs to remove the Insidious so he doesn't score Guarded Treasure.
So the Guarded Treasure needs the Enforcers or higher, I believe.
Right, and Insidious are minions, or I mean... Kind of feels like both players are still trying to feel each other out here and go the other one into a bit more of an opening move. There was that big scrap at the top right there with Ollie being a bit aggressive into Luke's lines and getting rid of the Hooded Rider and getting rid of the Gups and forcing them off the supply wagon. But it's kind of calmed down right now and it's going to be a bit tit for tat.
Or do you want me to check? I'm gonna go with one.
So Molly casting against Coppelius. Interesting, just looking at Ollie's hand there, it looks like he might actually have his Black Joker in hand.
Yeah. And the Red Joker.
And the Red Joker, yeah.
So 3 damage each swipe.
So Coppelius down to a couple of wins left.
So what's this ability from? Is this just a cast attack?
It's our cast, yeah, the cast 7 ability. It looks like he's elected to use the trigger. She has triggers on all, so it's this one's the push Molly.
Oh, okay.
Find someone who can throw.
Abandon one pony, get another.
Yep. So Contour, I believe, is 13 of us to 13 of bows, sorry. I believe that's Mr. Varney's Contour, actually, if I remember correctly, with the zebra. Not sure who's the swine here, but
Varney seems to think someone's a swine. Possibly a Red Joker prevention for it.
Except from 0 to 9 Contour taking action.
so this is Contour delivering Molly.
Yeah. That's a nice chunk of things to summon into.
Yeah. So he's a third punk zombie. Just like that, he's got a card in hand.
Card filtering in 2nd edition does allow you to do all this stuff, so...
So it looks like he could potentially get a zombie in with 4 wins remaining with some good placement.
Yeah, I think so. Is it a 3-inch?
Yeah, it needs to be 3 inches, so yep. And this is a bunch of willpower drills as well, so there's going to be 4 more willpower drills to chip away a bit of damage.
So, you should probably start with Drina. I don't mind which.
Serena takes a wound again.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, has the doppelganger been already this turn or not?
I don't think so.
Cool, so she's still having the manipulative up. So I was going to say, Punk Zombie getting delivered right in front of a doppelganger. Removing the doppelganger could be a huge piece to lose for
Punk Zombies don't ignore
manipulative,
do they?
Don't, no. I just wasn't sure if you'd gone yet to hit Serena and draw some more cards, you know?
He's just going for the dice instead. I do like the slice and dice action.
Yep, so Molly companioning on to the Punk Zombie straight away. So this is 3 damage. You could see that he was making sure that Molly was out without the 3 inches. Doesn't want to have to do a defense duel against poor Molly. So this will effectively also potentially eat a bunch of cards at Luke's hands if he's not so lucky and flips low here. So it looks like a little bit of damage went through from the Punk Zombie slice and dice, but
I
not
think
a
a small
ton.
amount, yeah. I think Luke's been he's had some favourable top decks there.
Some good flips.
So how would he respond here? Is there any way that he can take out Molly?
Well, it's a wee bit later on the turn. We saw Ollie use a bunch of cards to summon.
Yes.
So Molly's big defensive tech obviously is discarding 2 cards to reduce that damage down to 1. She is impossible to wound if I remember correctly as well.
But if he can turn into Chompy and get a few attacks in this turn?
Yeah. It's not like Kirai who can just kind of pass off wounds for days and bring up a big friend to help her. But he has made a big nuisance of himself. He's got Punk Zombie in amongst there and his crew. The Contour is just kind of there, but it's not many. I think it probably came out with 1 wound with Capilius being the only model to summon off.
Yeah, he could summon in some Stitched, take out some big chunks of Molly with the Gamble.
Luke's definitely got the retaliation here for.
Depends how good his hand is, really.
Yeah, she's defense willpower 6. So
I was more meaning for summoning.
yeah, no, true. But you know, Molly's been. Yeah, so doppelganger hadn't been yet.
Doppelganger walking away.
Did Ollie flip 1 card or 2 cards there?
Possibly 2, I don't know.
So he would have obviously got his positive flips from this. The doppelganger gets to go. Looking like he's going towards to go pick up one of the scheme markers for
The evidence markers for recover.
Yeah.
So she just has to survive the 2 Punk Zombies that are there next time.
Yeah, but you know, manipulative is a pain, so it's a good defensive tool. Oh, Contour is still going for Capilius here. That's not a scared pony as it's in. Importantly as well, getting those bases around his Luke's supply wagon, so he's going to find it difficult to use that as well.
Nice flip.
Has to be somewhere. Must not have the best of hands.
No.
No, it's just probably just outside 6 inches off Molly.
So he takes the damage from Capellius.
Yeah, from Capellius, and he just a black blood.
That does mean he can now summon a new Capellius who is an enforcer to get guarded treasure.
This is like corpse markers getting placed as well.
So that's the ones from charging, is it? He drops them when he charges?
Yeah, so one from Capellius obviously as well. Following two strappers, like I say. Maybe Lucas said, sorry. So maybe he does want to re-summon Capellius, like you're saying. Because that Capellius had already been that turn. He'd actually double walked.
Yeah,
to
so
block
Capellius
off.
walked up to block the path.
Yeah. So Ollie's still got the Doxy and Archie to go?
The Doxy, Archie, and the Necrotic Machine went first in the turn, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Luke still has the Dreamer, Lily 2, possibly one of the Daydreams.
Curse of the stream is it seems that every player is unlucky. Not with the best hand. So maybe with not the best control hand, summoning might be out the question for the Dreamer this turn.
I don't think he's going to be able to summon and take out Molly.
He could potentially see if he wanted to try and get a bit of chip damage into Molly. While he could, if Ollie's not got many cards in hand and she's been in amongst his crew, but just got to see what Luke wants to do. He's obviously got to work towards his schemes and strategies.
So that's a Lily 2 behind the trees with the wood back on it.
It's currently moving.
It's just been led Nightmare by
By one of the
Daydream.
Daydreams, yeah. Litu is an enforcer.
I'll double check. I think she's an enforcer.
This is maybe positioning Litu to actually score guarded treasure for him.
Yes. Yeah, so Lily 2 is an enforcer.
So just making sure he does get the wagon over.
What's the distance of the leap? Is it a 3-inch leap or a
It's a 3-inch place.
3-inch place? Okay.
So it's
you
not-
do get to be within 4 inches of it.
Yeah. So he gets to go front of base to back of base, so
Yeah.
it is a bit more than 3 inches. But he needs an 8 to do this.
He just top decks it.
Nice. As always says, Malifaux's easy.
Knocking the trees over.
Yep. So Archie has an attack expert here, so he not only melee, has a shoot as well. So he's going to discard his upgrade, one of them, to do this. So this is shoot 6. It's a pretty flat damage, but it's flat damage I believe is 3-3-4.
Okay.
Curse marker is relevant as well because it means he doesn't need to discard another upgrade to do this attack potentially next turn as well.
Insidious Menaces do have
Incorporeal,
Incorporeal,
yep.
only 3 wounds, so it's not going to kill him.
Yeah.
unless he gets a red joker, but it's already been this time. His defense 6. So.
So
Cheating up?
yeah, Archie not successful with throwing random stuff at the Insidious Madness.
Wait, it's part of the.
So I think they're just checking to see whether the corpse marker gets placed.
Yeah, with the order and all that.
Then it's weird, so the part of the text is for discuss.
So that's Archie down. Luke will be somewhat happy it's not been in the middle of his crew wrecking face. He's been spent first 2 turns just kind of pushing the wagon.
I'd have to discard a corpse marker or
Discard an upgrade, yeah.
and then placing corpse markers next to it. I mean,
I think that's the correct way to do it.
So I'm pretty sure the upgrade that he's left on Archie is the Hulking Loop.
Yes.
Of course, because the Contora is not actually the one that's next to Molly, hasn't activated, because when it moved it was the 0 that Molly obeyed it to do so, yeah. So he's got Doxy and the Contora left to go.
So the leader is luring the dreamer up the table.
Interesting.
The dreamer's walk 7, so gets a good old move.
We'll get there pretty hastily.
Yes, he's definitely setting up for guarded treasure here.
Yeah. So that should be lead to in range to score.
Yep.
Also moving in range to possibly deny the wagon subsequently next turn.
Yes.
Potentially.
So the Doxy still to go with the Contora. So not moving anybody?
Yeah, moving the Contora around, but leaving Molly where she is. So this looks like he's thinking about positioning Molly back over to the left hand side where Archie is to try and help out.
The Contora just give her a lot of mobility.
Yeah, so she's got a good reach on the board right now. But, you know, Ollie's not revealed any schemes yet, still.
So I need to notice that.
It looks essentially like that punk zombie is engaged with is it Mario Bowman? Serena Bowman.
Serena Bowman.
And is that the
Blood Rich.
Blood Rich? If he's engaged with those two, that means he's potentially got to hold up your forces with the.
Oh, he could do.
The punk zombie.
Yeah. He did ask, am I engaged over here?
Yeah.
So.
Doesn't look like he's got a show of force because he's just not bothered moving any of these models that do have upgrades, like Archie, Philip and Nani into the middle of the board, so potentially not. Still not said anything about Vendetta, not declared to do recover evidence at all this turn. Maybe he's waiting until next turn, so still a bit of a mystery of what Ollie's got. He's not dropped any scheme markers, so he's not making his way towards guarded treasure.
So the Dreamer's walked himself to the middle, I believe. And he does count for guarded treasure.
Yep. So it looks like Luke will have guarded treasure this turn. So I don't think.
So
Well,
is
he
he-
does have a Doxy that can take the lead. Oh, down goes an archery. Look, an advocate of deforestation, apparently. So the Dreamers coming towards Philip and Nani, the Necropunk. Like, a Hail Mary of a Stitch, I hear like potentially trying to go for here. I think he said last minute he's
himself a
going for a Daydream instead, yeah. Didn't feel like the card gods were with him today.
And this does give him the option if the Doxy pushes Dreamer,
For the Daydream to
the
push the
Daydream
Dreamer.
can lead him back onto
Yeah.
the marker.
I see the data.
I think that's what Ollie's just trying to
Yeah.
confirm here as well.
It does require a card, I believe.
I'm so used to acting.
So maybe he's going to try and just take the lead on layer 2 instead. Yeah. He's definitely trying his best to try and deny here.
Oh yeah, because I'm not.
I think I've got the edge.
Both players getting into eye level of the models. Best way to do it.
Get out your lasers.
Yes.
No.
Looks happy with it though. Oh. Yep. It was a good try.
We don't agree on this, like,
Sending the Insidious down to the recover evidence marker.
Yeah. I don't think that Insidious has it been this turn.
It has. That dropped the scheme marker
That's what
for it.
dropped the scheme. So even though it's a speedy boy of block 7, he's not going to be able to get down there and pick up a recover. So you hear Ollie says Ollie scores 1 for strategy with the supply wagon, and Luke scores 1 for guarded treasure. So
He hasn't announced hold up their forces.
no, he hasn't. So either that Punk Zombie.
So that's the end of turn 2, and it's
So maybe the Punk Zombie
1-1.
isn't within the engagement range of both those models of
possibly.
Serena and the other model that I forget at the top. What's it called again?
Which one?
One next to
Serena.
Serena. No, the one next to Serena.
Oh, the Blood Wretch.
Blood Wretch, there we go, yeah. So I think it's maybe the Blood Wretch he might not be in engagement with, so that's why he's not
Okay.
announced, but he might just simply not have pulled up their forces. So.
Yeah. So, Ollie opting to ditch the Black Joker from his hand.
So you did discard it.
Yeah.
So there is a doppelganger sitting on top of a recover evidence token. Look, looks like he might just have to give up on the supply wagon. So that is 4 points that he's going to have to concede, and he's going to basically cap himself at just 6 points with his
He might be able to push it over and get a point later, but
maybe he's wanting to focus on just denying Ollie his supply wagon and his schemes. So just trying. But could be tough. It's going to be tough. But no Stitch currently for Luke as much as he's his favourites. It's good to hear both players chatting for their turn and Ollie can seem what he was happy with Luke allowing him to kind of bully his way onto that supply wagon, but Luke's still quite happy in his position as well.
Yeah, he
so
still
anyone's
thinks
game.
It's good to see them both laughing as well amongst the game, even at this high level.
Yeah, because to think about it, this is quarterfinals of UK Masters, and it's nice to see these guys still. So Luke accidentally overdrawn.
Yes.
But it's good to see both guys kind of relaxed, having fun with it, not taking things too seriously as much as both these guys will be wanting to win.
Yeah.
You can definitely still be
I don't think
competitive.
anyone has. No one really has issues with unintentional mistakes.
No, not at all. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, from day-to-day life, even in their gaming. Luke remembering his card that he kept. Spoken like a true summoner. So it looks like both players have opted to spend a soulstone to draw some cards, put some cards away.
Dreamer's got the wings one. The wings upgrade for Neverborn, lets you draw 3 and discard 3.
Yeah. To another number.
So George is currently playing against Matt.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't know how those games are going, but Barbie could know how Jamie Varney was doing through explicits in the background.
So Luke's just cheated in
An 11, yeah, from the
11 for his
the
initiative.
doppelganger.
So he's got his point for recover evidence.
Did the doppelganger just pick up one of the?
I believe the doppelganger has just picked one up.
Doppelganger has don't mind me, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's what is something that I tend to forget with the doppelganger. So yeah, secure the points while he can. So it makes sense. Obviously now not manipulative, but probably happy to trade it in
Can
for.
put the 0L upgrade so that 0 action so that attacks are negatives against him.
Okay.
But it does put the punk zombies to a straight flip, but still.
Yeah. So Contour on. I believe one
Coming
win
for
left
Dreamer.
is taking Molly for a ride.
This is not good. He's probably going to need him.
Is he going to get more Centauri models?
I don't know actually, possibly. I do believe he is borrowing one Contour right now, so. So actually, let's get what we said.
No, it just needs more punk zombies.
Yeah, Molly activated, not the Contour. So use the 0 for the Contour to move Molly, and is now summon a punk zombie in the middle of Luke's models. So
Get some chip damage and some possible card drain over here.
yep. So Insidious Madness, Dreamer, and the Daydream all having to take more power drills here. And more importantly, a punk zombie slap bang in the middle of them. He might accomplish onto it, do a bit of slice and dice action. Molly will have 2 AP left if you want to do some summon. Her cast 7 Revelation's pretty good. She's also got the other cast that can, once per turn, try and put a mod on negatives for all its duels as well. Luke just saying that he forgot his 0 for the doppelganger, so those punk zombies will be on positive flips if they decide to go after her.
Sounded like Ollie would have allowed him to go back and do that, but Luke doesn't want to now. He's already flipped some cards.
So very gentlemanlike.
There you go.
Oh, he
Gets
passes it, yeah. So Molly has helped him to start casting at the Dreamer. Of course, her Revelation has a bunch of triggers on it.
Dreamer can pass it off as it is an attack. So.
course, as Ollie's saying, that severe paralysing is something that Luke will be wanting to avoid here for his Dreamer. No one likes Masters paralysed.
No.
Sorry, there's going to be a defence tool first, isn't it?
Ages. So that's for the Dreamer. I do believe he did flip that for his Dreamer. This is a Lost Toys triggers, I'm sure, for Molly, so the one that allows him just to kind of sculpt his hand a bit more. Oh, so a second zombie joining. Asking if his Dreamer side once he can actually see over to up in the middle. This one will come in with 1 win less because he has killed off the Daydream. So it comes in with only 2 wins left. Some of the problems here is he's got too many models on the board with no wins left on him. Hopefully somebody comes to Ollie's aid. There we go. Good guy, look. Tokens for days.
Coming to the rescue.
Yeah. So 2 more 15 power roll to higher drills or point of damage. Dreamer's fine. Sidious not fine. So chipping away. These things have got 3 wins in Corporeal, so
3.
yeah. It means a moderate from a punk zombie into it will kill it, because the moderate's 4. Oh, he's doing slice and dice actually, so it'll be 3 damage.
Just pressuring the hand a lot here.
Yeah. This will also encounter his own punk zombie.
Yes.
Oh, so Dreamer fails.
He's only defense 4, so this is a really good way to get around his stats. There we go.
Fine. Yep. 13's the target number. Sidious does it on the card. So he hits his own zombie.
Yep.
Interesting actually that he'll be within 6 of Molly, so this punk zombie should be splashing black blood.
Yes.
He just hit his own zombie.
Yeah. Depends whether Molly is within 6 of that.
Should be because he summons within
okay.
6. So Dreamer and Insidious Madness.
Insidious Madness might be outside of an inch, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the Dreamer definitely should have had a bit of black blood there, but. So Luke trying to figure out how he wants to retaliate here, because obviously Molly's been and then accomplice onto one of the punk zombies, so there's another punk zombie in there that's slow, another potential slice and dice.
He also needs to figure out how to get some scheme markers placed back down for guarded treasure.
Yep. So he's got Layer 2 out there on the flank that could just simply drop her own, but you've got Archie, Hulking down there between Hulk and Leap, and he's no slouch with a charge, but he's charged 6, reach of 3, so he can get in amongst it. He's also got the Dead Oxid to worry about as well with Take the Leads. Doppelganger's Bean on the top left, so this could be a bit harder for Guarded Treasure. He is scoring for Recover Evidence.
He scored that this time, but because he's down on strategy, he's going to struggle.
Yeah.
He's going to need to make sure he scores all of his scheme points at least.
Because, again, all his wagons still over the threshold, so we'll be scoring for strategy currently.
So he's getting a summoning. So it's
It's a Stitch, yeah.
It's waiting.
Maybe some gambling going on here. It looks like he might also be trying to get Dreamer to turn into Lord Trump events.
possibly.
Going to keep increasing his awakening condition, isn't it? For
So he's finally got into the stitched turn.
It took him 3 turns, but he's getting them. So you should try and make sure that he keeps the Stitch out from slice and dice. Down goes the tree again. So once again from 3 of the Dreamer, but you can hear Dave there on the mic. They've got half an hour left to.
There seems to be a lot of stuff we can do.
We're getting more models.
Half an hour to get through the rest of turn 3, and then turn 4. I doubt they're going to say turn 5.
They might not do,
Yeah.
which is another bad thing for Luke, really. Depending on what. If Ollie only scores a few points with his strategy and doesn't score any schemes, then he's going to struggle. But
Again,
it doesn't seem like he's got Vendetta.
I doubt he's got recover evidence because it's a start turn 3 and he's still not.
His Necropunk's not made an attack, so he could have a really cheeky Vendetta with the Necropunk.
Yeah. Philip and Anani's also not made an attack, I guess, but I doubt there's many models left on the board that have
She
a
would
greater
qualify
soul stone
for
cost. Yeah.
What is Philip and Annie's cost?
The Necrotic Machine as well, I guess, hasn't actually made an attack action.
Technically.
But, don't know, can peons do
peon, I think.
Yeah. Archie's obviously attack, so. Unless he's waiting for a cheeky vendetta of getting something down super low and then tries to finish it off with a model.
So summoning a Daydream.
So they make you slow when you're
Oh, so that's an out.
So both players summon a bunch of models. Ollie 2 punk zombies and Luke 2 Stitch and an out.
So Luke was fairly conscious to be placing them within 3 inches of the Dreamer. But he's got no cards left to be able to use his defensive trigger.
Has he used his entire hands?
He has, yeah.
So you're right, you can do it. It's coming slowly.
So he's accomplished.
I just want to never play.
Excuse me. I think he's just realised he's lost his card for the defensive trigger.
So it doesn't count as life and life.
And yeah, there is still some big models in there, you know, there's Archie still to go, he could easily get into the Dreamer. Kentora as well. So
Like
a Stitch that's unfortunately lost its gamble. Stream's been unlucky for Stitch recently. I don't think we've seen a Stitch together win its gamble yet on stream, but from today and yesterday.
So one of the weird situations where technically he should play flip a card for rotten contents, but there's nothing's going to affect it when it happens. So
should be one more card flipped. So it's like Kentora trying to get Molly out of harm's way.
That's why it's like and we'll
It's the same as the right.
we'll use our rotten fingers on Stitch.
So Kentora trying to kick to death a Stitch together.
flipping somewhat high.
You've got no chance to 13. So, double up.
This is the one that's got one wound left.
Yeah.
What,
Not the Black Joker.
I believe it's Ollie can't flip the Black Joker right now. So that's Luke just remembering not getting to it. So with the Contourist down in front of Molly, she might not have line of sight to some of the punk zombies, so...
Yeah, so they may have lost their Black Blood.
Yeah. Again, it's a bit harder to see from this angle of the camera. But importantly as well is to notice that 7 minutes has ticked on for this turn. We know that time's going to get called in 20 minutes time, so...
And there's still a large number of activations this time.
There's a lot still to go. You know, you've got this entire left-hand corner where you've got the Doxy, Archie, Sidious Madness, and Ryutu. You've still got that middle where you've still got Punk Zombie, there's Stitch, and Alp, Insidious Madness, Daydream are all still to get activated as well. Yeah, there's still a lot of activations to go with this turn. And it's currently only 1-1 after the first turn 2, so... This is anyone's game. Entirely sure what this is looks currently moving right now model wise. This is is that a Daydream moving forwards? Double up?
Daydream running up, yeah.
So Punk Zombie going and slicing and dicing again. Gets it. So his own mindless zombie is fine.
Passes.
I'm interested that he didn't just maybe attack the Dreamer, knowing that he didn't have any cards in hand.
Yeah.
Melee 6, positive flipped. Dreamer's defense 4, he said.
It's defense 4.
I
think
the Dreamer's not incorporeal or anything like that.
He is.
Is he incorporeal? Yeah.
I believe he's incorporeal.
Okay, so 2, 4, 5. It's effectively 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But then it's like just a flat fee damage from slice and dice, so it'd be 2, so it'd be equivalent to hit moderate, so I don't know.
So Serena can heal, but she's not very anywhere nearby.
Of course, Luke's also still got the 2 Punk Zombies and the Contora at the top of the board as well to go. And the Necrotic Machine. And Necropunk. And Philbanani. A lot of activations over there.
So Serena just walked in the path of the Punk Zombie. Ollie noting they do need to speed up a little bit.
This has got a walk and slice and dice. So he gets it.
I too only play
Draw 2 discard one?
Yeah.
So Ollie failed his slice and dice.
Ah, you feel sorry, I thought you did pass. Looked like Luke was conscious of hold up their forces, so probably one wanting cards in hand for the Dreamer, but also potentially trying to make sure.
What's your intention to be out of yes. Okay, from watching. In that case, well, I think we're really out of these or out of right, fine.
With design, rather get charged by the horse.
Good flip there.
Yep.
Bad flip there.
Yep.
Defense 5, so we're on
18.
7.
Is it a positive flip?
Trigger for poison 1.
So it looks like Doppelganger has a win left after that attack so far.
Yeah.
There's still more punk zombies to come in, but
They don't have line of sight to her, so they're going to have to walk and then make an
yeah.
attack.
Again, could just be a bluff for the hold up the forces. Maybe, you can walk in a punk zombie there, catch the Doppelganger. I think he did get the trigger though for poison. If she's got 1 wound left, so it might be
did
poison
he?
who to kill her.
Oh, okay.
So potentially not hold up their forces. It's quite hard to tell what all these skins are. Actually.
Yeah.
Normally I have to
What bullshit do you have?
How many points is Kentori again? Stones wise, soul stones?
I'll have a quick look. I think they're 7 or something.
So how many soul stones is Doppelganger?
8.
Black
I believe.
Because that Kentori, I believe, is the one that he did take with him. In
The one that was
Sunless.
hired.
Yeah, so
the Doppelganger's 7.
just in dreams.
And the Kentori. Contora's 8.
okay, so yeah,
So I
Kentori's
had the
taking
right
it,
numbers, just the wrong way around. So it looks like a zombie had walked up to the Doppelganger at the top there. Don't know if it attacked or... I don't know.
I doubt he would have went for slice and dice in this situation.
I do think it seems like he has got hold up your forces
Yeah.
here.
It makes it interesting because turn to it did look like he had it from the top there with the punk zombie that was
Next to the double
Maria
previous
and
time.
Marina and the Bloods did. I think I never got his name.
As it done.
When disengaging strike, are they 2 seconds?
So just trying to get the rules correct on disengaging them.
Just checking how disengaging strikes work here. Red Joker there.
Oh, so looks like
So Luke potentially throwing away a card there.
yep. Looks like Ollie's trying to speed this up a little bit. I think he just realised that there's not a lot of time left in there.
So at the end of this turn, it's going to go to 2-2.
Yeah. One for supply wagon.
How was your game? So you beat Jamie?
So I played
So Josh actually managed to knock out Jamie Varney.
7-1.
And we have 7-5. Nice. And he'll be playing the winner of this game. So he's attacking all these models. I still don't know what his second scheme is. Well, his first scheme even.
It looks like he's just trying to get rid of guarded stashed models. So
Yeah, he's definitely just denying Luke any more points.
yeah. Also just trying to keep
Ben's
an eye
happy
on
for
the wagon. Yes, Josh.
Very happy you even got two cards.
So does he leap or did he walk rounds to get to Leo too? I think he maybe potentially leaped.
You should do this.
Yeah. So they're just wondering whether they've got time to continue.
Alright, so they're trying to even fit in now into turn 4.
So I think if Luke can get one more point from Guarded Treasure this turn, he might be able to just squeak through.
100%.
Yep, so she's trying to disengage over here. So he's just...
I mean, no, right.
So, look like Leo 2 just failed our terrified test, but nothing to us. Philip and Annie moving up does kind of maybe look like, is he trying to do a show of force?
Could it do? Is there an upgrade, a 0 cost upgrade though?
Haunting Cries? Might be, so I'm kind of confused. I think it is actually a 0 upgrade, you're right, so...
So I think he's just getting ready to try and get another point next turn if he
Forward,
if
yeah,
they can get through.
cover evidence.
If it goes to a draw, then Ollie's through anyway.
On the fact that he
Strength
won
and
his
schedule
group,
from winning
yeah.
his plus 17 diff last yesterday.
I've done.
Yeah, he didn't.
I've got a
Out.
So it looks like Luke's just wanting to pass activations just to try and fit in another turn.
Yeah. So it's now all over to Ollie to finish off the turn.
Yep.
Is Necropunk just getting in the way?
Yep. And so it is. So he's hold 2 minutes left on the turn, so yeah, them trying to speed through is just going to get them an extra turn. No, I know. Got one card left in hand, but
So yeah, trying to get a point for Hold Up the Forces.
No, I don't think.
I thought he would have had it last turn, but he might have just been out. It's hard to tell from here.
Many times. I've got another one.
So he has got a point for Short Horse.
so he is. Yep.
So I do think if the game continued for a few more turns,
Oh, there we go. So a handshake there.
yeah.
So 3-2 to Ollie in the end.
Yes, so
So all against Josh.
Ollie's going to be playing against Josh.